so tired. It's been such a long day. A lot of ships blowing up, a lot of sail. Oh, who could that be? Maybe if I stay quiet, they'll go away. Who is it?
Yukikaze-sama na no da!
Fine, come in, come in. Alright, who are you and why are you here?
よく聞け。この私こそ高貴で幸運で無敵の雪風かげろなんなのよこれ言いづらい。とにかくこの私を手に入れられるあんたは幸せ者なのだ。思う存分この私の幸運に頼るがいいのだ。ふっはっは。
Alright, well, you may not be able to speak properly, but you are kind of a cutie, aren't you? Where are you going? Okay, well, maybe I can actually go get some rest now then. Oh, damn it, she's going back. Hey, so, what?
心からの願いなんだから、この雪風様がありがたく承諾してあげるのだ。特別に雪風様をお姫様抱っこしてもいいのだぞ。さあ、何を戸惑っているのだ。千載一遇のチャンスなのだぞ。
No, I think you got the wrong idea. That's not what I meant. I just meant you were kind of cute to look at. That's all. I didn't want to do anything.
あんた、まさか。
Oh, I'm sorry, but
もう死んじゃえ。
Oh, fine then. Okay. Well, she's a weird one, isn't it? Ahoy there, it's Chief Bones, and thanks for coming back to join me again today. This time we're going to be looking at the A.L. Yukikaze. She is one of the newest ships brought over from the Azur Lane collaboration and crossover, and there's not a whole heck of a lot to say about her. She's pretty much a stock Kagero. She is a Tier 8 Kagero class destroyer, and there's not a whole lot to say about her really. She's got 3x2 127mm guns, one in front, two in the back, same as usual. She has basically no anti-air to speak of, really good concealment, and fairly short-range torpedoes, only 8 kilometers. Basically, you're just going to want to put on your standard average Japanese torpedo boat build and play her somewhat cautiously, particularly in the bad side of Tier 8 matchmaking. But as there's not a whole lot to talk about regarding this ship, let's go ahead and take a look at my Maiden Voyage. So, we start off this mission just kind of moving in position, going up towards the western side. I was thinking about skirting the islands and then moving in, but I don't know, something changed my mind. I think it was the fact that I spotted 2 other destroyers down there that were screening for a small group of battleships, but that's not really that important. So again, like I said before, your Yukikaze you're going to want to have set up like a standard IJN torpedo boat. That is to say, you're going to want priority target to make sure you know when people are looking at you, and you're going to want concealment expert. You're going to want last stand, and in your third slot, I don't know, you might want BFT, or you might want to increase the amount of consumables you have. It's entirely up to you. However you play is however you play. Now me, if you know me at all, you know that I like fish boats. I like torpedo boats. I like making people run from me. I love spotting. And Yukikaze is really good for that. I mean, she is a standard Japanese torpedo boat, which means she has pretty good concealment to begin with. And with concealment expert and everything, you bring her down to the maximum of 5.4 kilometers visibility. And that's pretty good, you know, I mean, that's great for spotting. And you have ample room for stealth dropping torpedoes. Now, the downside to this ship, the most obvious downside, is her range with everything is lacking, right? She doesn't have very long of a gun range. We're talking 9.4 without any sort of boosts. Torpedo range is only 8 kilometers, so I mean, we're talking a basic tech tree style Kagero. She's not all that fancy. Unlike the earlier test builds, she actually did ship with engine boost, which is pretty much a necessity for a Japanese torpedo boat. Although, honestly, I would have liked to have seen the option for torpedo reload booster. I didn't see that. But I mean, I gotta be honest, I love this ship, but it's not quite as versatile as HSF Harikaze, and the only reason to keep Yukikaze or Harikaze is because you wanted to move past Kagero in the tech tree and you had no real need to keep it. You got the cutesy-wootsy camouflage and whatnot, but that's just purely aesthetic. Thing is, with her lack of range on her guns and her lack of range on her torpedoes, you have kind of a high skill cap, and it's not as forgiving as some of the other torpedo boats in the line can be. Like, at the same tier, your Harikaze, you can have really quick turning, really quick firing single 127mm guns, or you can go for the standard 3x2 build with the slow turns, the slow reload with high alpha damage. You can change which torpedoes you want. I mean, there's a lot you can do with the Harikaze. The Asashio, I mean, that's got two or three torpedo options, and it's got its gimmick, right? It's got its deep water torpedoes. But there's not really anything to set Yukikaze apart. She is absolutely solid. Absolutely solid. There's nothing wrong with her. There's nothing really bad to say about her. But I mean, there's not really anything outstanding either. Now, if you are an Azur lane player, you know that she is billed as basically unsinkable. Her second skill in Azur lane is the unsunk lucky ship. Then you got Yukikaze of Kure and full barrage. Those are her 3 Azur lane powers, right? Yukikaze of Kure reduces ally damage. You know, that's not something that could work in the game, but it can heal other ships. So, I mean, why not give it some flavor there, that it's the unsinkable ship? Give her the same, I don't know, give her the repair party like the kid has. You add a repair party to Yukikaze, and I tell you what, she goes from being mediocre to above average, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I think everybody who would like torpedo boats would be playing her almost exclusively at tier 8. Or, you know, with full barrage being her 3rd skill in Azur lane, which basically, you know, increases her gun power, or, you know, the rate of fire. Why don't you give her faster turret rotation? Faster reload? I mean, you can reduce the damage, but I mean, she is a torpedo boat with really abysmal range. Why not give her Japanese gunboat reload? Or maybe just give her the gun characteristics of the American line, so that she has a little bit more, I don't know, just some flavor to make her different from Kagero and Harikaze, or even Asashio. I mean, Asashio has the gimmick of the deep water torpedoes, but aside from that, she's still just, you know, she's still just a tier 8 torpedo boat with the same AYZ turret formation layout, the same low turret rotation speed, the same high alpha damage, but you know, you only want to shoot the wounded dog. You can't wound the dog to start with. Now her torpedoes do some good damage, and they move with some speed, but they're not really super amazing. If I recall correctly, they're Type 93 torpedoes, and they do okay. And I mean, they really do smash things when they hit them, but I mean, that's torpedoes in general, right? This Graf Zeppelin, no chance.
It was at this moment he
No
knew.
chance.
He fucked up.
But, I mean, I'm not going to last much longer than this myself. That's okay. Unfortunately, another downside is that due to the fact that she's a Japanese torpedo boat, her AA parameters are, well, they're non-existent. So, I mean, you're going to be perma-spotted. If a carrier wants you down, the carrier's going to take you down. They're never going to let you go. You're not a super fast ship. You're pretty agile for a torpedo boat, but, I mean, not super, so... But you're not going to shoot many planes down, if any at all. You just have... AA is not your thing. You're just a pretty stock, pretty middle-of-the-line, pretty mediocre sort of average standard torpedo boat. Skill cap is high, and if you love torpedo boats, then you're going to feel very, very comfortable with this one. But there's just not anything that's going to set it apart to make you think, hey, I want to play Yukikaze today. This is the ship that I want to make my main ship for the next however long. Unless you're just really, really into the Lolly Captain and the cutesy external camouflage, which, mind you, is the only thing that makes it different, really, from Harikaze and Cargo, is that visual aspect. If you're comfortable with torpedo boats, you're going to be comfortable with Yukikaze. I mean, that's all there is to it. If you're not comfortable with torpedo boats, then this is probably not the ship to learn how to torpedo boat on, particularly because of the unfavorable matchmaking at Tier 8. That being said, I do like this ship, and I will be playing this ship probably even more than Montpelier, because I'm a torpedo boat guy, and I'm an aggressive guy, and it's much easier to be an aggressive player when you're in a destroyer. And you'll see I did okay, you know, almost 90,000 damage, and almost all of that came in just 2 torpedo salvos. I got a couple of main battery hits, but they're just not really anything to write home about, honestly. It's Japanese guns. Anyhow, yeah, that's all I'm saying. If you like torpedo boats, you'll like Yukikaze. If you don't like torpedo boats, you're not going to like Yukikaze. Either way, don't come into it expecting to be wowed with its flavor or its abilities. It is a pretty middle-of-the-road, standard, average torpedo boat. But, so help me, I love her anyway.
敗者はさっさと消え去るのだここまでたどり着いたご褒美にこの古代の雪風様が加わってやるのだ光栄に思うのだ